Welcome back to Carnival Spirits. I'm your host, BeastMasteR, and it is great to be back. It's been too long. Um, I don't know how many people are going to be watching the live stream, but this video is right on time for uh, the upcoming Juggalo weekend in Worcester, Mass, which I'm very excited about. But let me stop getting ahead of myself and give you a few show notes, channel notes per se. Got to first start off by saying, much love to Scotty Two Balls. Um, he created Carnival Spirits, and um, a couple of weeks ago, unfortunately, Scotty suffered a major heart attack and a stroke. And if you're a friend of Scotty's, he's an old schooler. He's a huge part of this Juggalo YouTube community. Um, and he had a tracheotomy last Wednesday. He's still under heavy sedation. He is getting better, but it is a very slow marathon, not a sprint, to quote the GoFundMe that was made to help him out and his family. So I put a link in the description below if you want to check that out. Um, any help is appreciated. And but let's get back to the show because the show must go on. Last year in 2014, where am I? What time is it? What time is it? In 2024, I didn't really poke my head out too much. Aside from doing a broadcast at the Gathering for Carnival Spirits, or being a special guest feature on a Juggalo news podcast called Carnival Grounds with Mad Max and Reverend Television. We covered the Hell's Pit era on its 20th anniversary. Last year, Morton's List, came out with a brand new, updated hardcover edition. I participated in the Kickstarter, and I got my name credited in the book twice. Actually, here's that. We may look into that more a little bit later in a future episode. But we've had Tall Jess on the show. Ninja Nate has popped on briefly when I was broadcasting from the Gathering in 2021, but we need to get him back on for a full episode. Last year I also participated in the Gathering podcast / flea market event, which was so much fun. And I got my name, posted, printed in the Gathering booklets programs, back in 07 when I was booked to perform the Bombhouse stage. And of course, I'm on the cover of the 2001 Gathering program, but last year was the first time that we ever got Carnival Spirits printed in the Gathering booklet, which I'm hella proud of. And I hope to do that again this year. Because it is the 25th anniversary of the Gathering. I've got a very special collaborative project in the works scheduled for this summer, which I'm going to tell you all about at a later time. But, it's the Gathering of Legends. 2025 is huge because it is also, well, let me tell you this, first of all. My ICP encomium, my tribute to ICP, Dear Joe and Joey, is officially 20 years old at this point, which is wild. And that means that this summer is the 17th anniversary of my EP, Juggalo Agenda. So I've been working on a special re-release of Juggalo Agenda for this year. And I'm also working on a new full-length LP, the follow-up to 2012's Rhinoglyphics. That's right, after 13 years of bad luck, I'm finally dropping my sophomore album. And aside from that, Carnival Spirits has some fresh music in the works. We are back in the mixtape business. Callie Green Too Fresh, uh, who is, currently managing Shade Hecka. He's an active member of Fago Lovers, and he is back in the fold with Carnival Spirits, putting music out for our eyes and ears. Um, he just recently dropped a video talking about Clockwork E on the channel. Check that out. Um, he's also helped create an official Carnival Spirits Spotify account, which we have already got a couple of bangers uploaded just recently. Insane Poetry with Bring Your Spirits to the Carnival. And do I have a visual for that? Yeah, I do. And we also have just a week ago a new single um, from Mastermind with Kill Move. And these are both uh, singles from our long awaited Carnival Spirits mixtape, which will be dropping this year. So if you are not subscribed or following Carnival Spirits on Spotify, make sure you do that. Um, pay no attention to all the sirens. Good grief. Let me shut my door. That's not going to help, but it doesn't matter. The world's falling apart. There's no stopping that. Um, but yeah, we got a lot of big things in store, planned for y'all. Carnival Spirits is back in full effect. We've got mixtapes, we got music, we've got podcasts, and we've got a whole bunch of tricks up our sleeves. But let's get down to current events. Okay, this week is Juggalo weekend, and it's taking place in Worcester. So let's talk about that. I love how J Day celebrations take place in a different state every year. But of course, now that I've moved across the country and I live in Oregon, now is when Juggalo Weekends takes place in my former clown town of Worcester, Mass. uh, now that I think about it, ICP hasn't even performed in Worcester since like 2019. And I attended that, as well as both Shaggy and Violent J's solo tours that came around the Pacific Northwest last year. The three-headed monster tours with Ouija Mac and Isham, Shaggy's Quest for the Ultimate Groove tour with DJ Clay and others. But Juggalo Weekend is is going to be fucking off the chain. It's probably going to be really cold, seeing how it's New England in February. But I'm flying back to Boston, and I'm going to be there in full effect to attend both shows, and also the third annual DCG Con, which is pretty exciting. Um, Everybody knows how DCG Con turned out in Denver back in 2018. I was there for it. The convention got shut down after the first day. The concert was salvaged by Scum, taking place at the Roxy. This year I'm not taking part in any of the events. Unlike last time, Carnival Spirits hosted a backyard wrestling championship alongside Kevin Gill. By the way, shout out to MC Snacks and SON for battling it out for the number one bracket. SON ended up winning that championship. And this year, we do have a whole layout. We've got a timeline, and it looks a lot of fun. I'm not going to go over all this. I'm just showing you for posterity that there's a whole lot going on, and it's going to be a lot of fun. There's also after parties that are taking place at a nearby venue hosted by Fury Lethal Records, and a pop-up performance by Outland Camp it's going to be off the chain. Now, I actually have an interview for you guys. It's pre-recorded. My special guest surprise interview is none other than, a little dramatic pause, give you the flyer, but I'm going to be talking to TIERRE DIAZ, also known as Killa T, who is born and raised Worcester, Massachusetts. A hell of a guy, really interesting, really talented. He's performing the second night of Juggalo weekend. He just recently dropped a music video and a single with Royce the 5'9", Bad Meets Killa. He also just recently announced a new single coming out featuring Aunt G, Fantastic. And these are both singles from his upcoming full-length album, Maniflex, coming out soon. And TIERRE has been doing a ton of promo. He's been featured on a lot of podcasts. He's doing the circuits, including the Shaggy Show, which he's a part of. My interview with TIERRE was recorded a couple of weeks ago, which means, you know, we discuss a few things that, for example, Violent J's Walking Home series Wednesday bundle had not yet been announced, but it has now. And we know that it's going to be available at Juggalo weekend. And TIERRE's a part of that. So we're going to talk about that and a whole bunch of other things. So I'm not going to make you guys wait. We're going to jump right into this. I hope you enjoy, and I'll make sure to provide links if you want to check out TIERRE DIAZ and his socials. So yeah, I'll be here with y'all in the comments, and you know, this interview goes for a little over an hour. I did cut it down to the best of my ability. There might be a few lagging points, but overall, I think it's a pretty fun watch. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let me get this queued up right quick. All right. Nice. Here we go. TIERRE DIAZ, welcome.
What up, T? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. Hey, I really want to thank you for joining me today. We're going to chop it up and cover a whole bunch of stuff, but how's your 2025 going so far?
It's been good. I've been losing weight, getting mentally, physically prepared for the upcoming weeks, man. We got a big year ahead of us. Whole lot of big shit coming, man. So I'm trying to get as physically ready and mentally ready as possible. 2025 is off to a great start, man.
That's what's up. Yeah, 2025 is definitely in full effect. You know, it's the 25th anniversary of the gathering this year, and we have Juggalo weekends taking place in Worcester this year, which is fucking mind-blowing as a New England Juggalo myself. And I know, you know, repping Worcester hard as we speak. Are you actually from Worcester?
Born and raised, baby. Born and raised. Worcester, Mass. 508 till I die. Fucking yeah, man. Absolutely. Went to South High School. Went to North High School. Went to Sullivan Middle. I'm Worcester. I am Worcester made and fucking proud of it.
That's dope. You know, and of course, clown shows in Worcester have been of epic proportions. But we're going to talk about gatherings. We're going to talk about Juggalo shows. I want to talk about your career that I have followed off and on, going all the way back to like 2008, Killa T. And I don't know how many people have been following you, but if you're a Juggalo today, it's kind of hard to ignore you because you are all up in Shaggy Two Dopes podcast. I know you've been doing editing for his show. Is that the case?
Proudly a part of the Shaggy Show team, man. I've been watching that shit since you had to download it and it was on those little QuickTime fucking players on the internet, man. I've been remember making a ninja mask out of my t-shirt because of Shaggy, you know what I'm saying? So I've been watching Shaggy Show for a long time. And yeah, I'm officially part of the team. Fucking couldn't be more proud of that fact, man, for real.
I can tell you as an old head following ICP as long as I have, there's always been somewhat of like a cheap thrill to rub elbows with like their boys, you know, like buying merch from Tom Dubb at the merch booth,
Ah,
or bumping into Manny at the gathering, and
that's real shit.
so
That's real
and
shit.
you kind of cross that threshold, like being a young juggalo and up and coming rapper to bona fide affiliate and collaborator
Hmm.
with the clowns themselves. So it's fucking dope,
Yeah.
and I'm definitely proud to see someone from our area getting that kind of shine. If anyone is deserving of it, it's you, because you literally kill it. I understand that's where you got your first name, Killer T.
That's 100% where I got it. I did not name myself Killer T, but people name me it and it stuck. But yeah, I could agree with you, man. It's just being in New England. We were lucky to have a lot of underground shows and shit, and having those affiliates maybe host it, right, was a big deal. Like I remember taking pictures with DJ Clay with my demo I just gave him in his hand. I remember freaking taking a picture with Corporal Robinson just because he had the Hatchet Man chain on. You know what I'm saying? I remember all that shit, man. Like, yeah, so I can agree with that.
There's a lot of partying and tailgating, and of
Oh yeah,
course, psychopathic employees got to have fun too. So it's like 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Like,
yeah,
I can connect myself to Violent J through X amount of people, and then every once in a while there's someone like yourself who's actually like featured on the Walking Home series playing a character. So I got to start here and ask you about that experience. And I mean, if I do dare inquire about Wednesday and beyond, you know what I mean? Can you share anything about that?
100%, man. I think I got him right behind me. Um, so I am a part of the Walking Home series. I got Walking Home Monday here, Walking Home Tuesday here. I play Happy the Pimp on that, and that's one of my favorite things I've ever done. That's one of my proudest moments as an artist, as a creator, as a juggalo. First and foremost, it is such a fucking honor and such a blast to be on that and play such a fun, wacky character as well, to really showcase, like, my acting talents. You know what I'm saying? And but as for Wednesday, 100%. Come on, the whole week's coming. The whole week. Like he ain't playing. He ain't playing. This isn't on some ICP seminar, like bring it up, never. No, it's out. The rollout's happening. Monday drop. But if you look at the timeline, it's on a trajectory. It's on a pretty consistent schedule. All you got to do is see what the schedule is, and you can see when the next one's dropping. But whole week is coming. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's good. That's good to be rest assured that sometimes not everything does happen, um,
Right.
but everything that is meant to happen happens, and it happens when it's supposed to, right?
Right. And I think what sets Walking Home apart from a lot of those lost projects is when it does come out, it comes out massively. It doesn't come out as just a single, it doesn't come out as just a giveaway. It comes out as a big whole ordeal, which I think separates it. So if he announced it and it never came out, I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? If we just have lost audio tracks and never really a physical representation of it coming out, I get it. But it came out Monday and Tuesday came out, and it came out big. Board game sets, ski mask accessories, backpacks, sling bags. It comes out really big, man. So Walking Home is, I think, a legendary project, and we only touching the tip of the iceberg with it.
Oh, agreed. And not for nothing. When it comes to trailblazing, I'm not telling anybody anything they don't already know. And ICP is like, breaking new ground left and right, doing new things, like experimenting and really doing things that no one's ever done before, and doing it in ways that no one ever thought to do it before. They shoot first, ask questions later, and that kind of project. The board. I don't have Tuesday yet. I have Monday in the backpack. I fully intend to. It's such a fun concept having a board
Oh
game, and
yeah.
and I got to ask you this: like, how's it feel being portrayed in the comic book? Like seeing a little character of yourself,
Uh,
like.
so I did a documentary for my first gathering, which is 2021, and we could touch upon that later. But a scene in that is me actually opening um, the Walking Home whole package real time. My first time ever seeing it. It's actually
like
caught on
like a like
camera.
a reaction unboxing.
100%. So upon walking the grounds, it's day zero. So that was my first course of action, was to get Walking Home, right? And I remember walking the grounds and getting Walking Home, not having a CD player. Yeah, we don't have a CD player in the car or anything. And no, I couldn't find anybody that was CD player. But we waited to get back to the hotel to open it and shoot the footage. But I remember Scotty D like congratulating me on walking home. I'm like, yo, congratulations on the home, man. I'm like, thank you. I was like, I just have to be in the booklet or somewhere mentioned like credit to something. You know what I'm saying? I was just hoping for a little credit shout outs. He's like, oh, you're in. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah. So I got so happy to hear that because I was just hoping for a little shout out, like fucking Happy to Pimp played by TIERRE DIAZ. So I'll open it. Oh, I could do this real time right now.
Yeah, let me see that shit.
So I'll open it. This is walking on Monday. I see the backpack. I see all the accessories that come with it. The main event is this. I open it. It's you see Violent J, played by Violent J. So I'm like, all right, cool. And then the first page, and it just so happens to be the first page I open to, and I see this Happy to Pimp played by TIERRE DIAZ, like a whole page dedicated to that.
So is that the first time you saw the cartoon portrayal?
First time. He looks dope. Like he looks dope. I know he's a crackhead, but he looks dope. He's a pimp. I'm right next to Sugar Slam. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got credits with you know, Shaggy Two Dope, Jump Steady. Like we each had our own page, you know, dedicated to our characters. You know what I mean? And I'm on the first page of it. And you can go watch that right now, my 2021 gathering. I gasped. I was at a loss for words. That was one of the goosebumps, just gratitude all over the place. That shit was amazing. Working on it was dope. Having it come out was dope. I would have been hyped for a little fucking shout out at the end, but that was surpassed my expectations.
Absolutely. It is a point of pride to have any type of getting your picture in the booklet for the gathering, or I don't know, seeing yourself in the crowd at JCW on a DVD, or you know, or in your case, getting to go to the Lotus Pod and perform in the warehouse. And I really wanted to talk to you about that, ask you about that. Obviously, the Lotus Pod is no longer the Lotus Pod, right? That's in the past, but you got a chance to be there and experience it before the death rattle during those pandemic shows, which I was watching in the live streams. What do you remember? What's your biggest takeaway from actually being, you know, in the Lotus Pod itself?
I could tell you every detail, every second of that entire trip, of that entire event. First of all, being asked to do the show, incredible. You know what I'm saying? Getting the phone call and confirming that, hey, I'm not just opening, I'm a part of the Three Ring show. You know what I'm saying? Because there was openers, and then it was like, if you look on the schedule, Three Ring show starts, TIERRE DIAZ. Because right when my set ends, ICP comes. There's no intermission or anything like that. All this is blowing my week back. And the fact that it's the last event ever held at Psychopathic Records, I get to say I was a part of that. You know what I mean? So all that, just emotions and gratitude is flowing through me, excitement, ready to rock it, ready to kill it. First concert in a while, because it's, I want to say post-pandemic, but it's pretty kind of, it was still in that motherfucker.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to say post, but yeah, we're riding the line. All the emotions are flowing through me. First show in such a long time. I'm probably not physically prepared for it, but I get there. I walk in. The first place I walk in was the Lotus Pod. So the entrance, and it leads you right to the Lotus Pod. And I'm like, we're here. You know what I'm saying? And it's the bare bones version of it, meaning it's on its last legs. The soundboard. You know what I'm saying? The booth is on the other side of the wall. All that shit's still there, and the magic is still there. You can feel it. You know what I'm saying? So I walk in. I believe Manny's there. We didn't know each other at the time. He kind of was like the muscle or whatever. Like, so we didn't even talk. Me and Manny didn't even talk at the time. But
he's doing his job. He's making sure everybody knows that there's eyes on him.
he was Alcatraz that day for sure. I remember that. And I think Clay was in there having a good time playing music, running through his set. You know, kind of maybe going off some drink or whatever, having a good time. You know what I'm saying? Hoodoo was there, Ouija Mac was there, and I just walk in. I just take a lap, man, soaking it all in, look at the images, and just being grateful to be here. You know what I'm saying? Just being grateful and really soaking it all in. Like I belong. Like I felt like I belong. I'm like, all right, I'm glad. You know, I'm glad to be here. but I know that this was meant to happen this way. You know what I'm saying? So I have a little time to marinate in the fucking lotus pod, soak it all in, soak in all that history, and then I'm off to the psychopathic warehouse to kill it. You know what I'm saying? So backstage, get ready, do my show, bleed everywhere, get a bloody nose probably because of the adrenaline, and I have bloody nose. I get bloody noses often, but that one was a crazy one.
Yeah,
But
you got a bloody nose at your first gathering performance as well, didn't you?
well, that I busted my fucking face. That
Different
wasn't.
kind of bloody nose, yeah.
Yeah, that one I straight up busted my face on the barricade. Also in my gathering documentary 2021, see
For
it in
sure.
all its glory. But I go kill it, bleed, stone cold, ICP comes on. Leave the curtain. Great words from Jump Steady. Great words from Clay. A lot of love, and that's how it started, man.
That's dope. Now, it was that experience, the influence or the inspiration for the track "Stuck in Michigan," "Trunk Full of Fago."
Bruh, the first couple. I want to. All right, so I've been to Michigan a bunch of times, especially those early trips. Kind of blend together. But one of those trips, we were scheduled to go a couple days. Then something cool arose, stayed a couple more days. Something cool arose, stayed a couple more days. So that's what Stuck in Michigan was. So the trip kind of started as a 3-4 day. Something cool happened, stay extended, I'll stay. So we were stuck in Michigan, and
I like that
all that
story
is
a
real
lot.
shit though.
Yeah.
All that story is real. Being in Zug Island, seeing a couple hicks in a pickup truck looking at us like with the death stare, all that shit. I was doing a photo shoot at the Dog Beats tree, at the Dog Beats, recreating that. So I did a photo shoot at the crazy shit about the Dog Beat shit is I literally was driving by it. Like I noticed it. I didn't drive to it. I don't know where the fuck it was. We drove by because we were in Zug Island. We were doing all the fucking Juggalo fanboy shit, all the Juggalo tourist shit, because this was our first time there. So we were going all the shit ICP's ever name dropped. You know what I'm saying? All the restaurants, every fucking thing. You know what I'm saying?
They have that thing like the maps to the stars in California. They should have that for Detroit for like the maps
Right.
to the maps to the scrubs or something.
Bro, I fucking did it all solo, all based on my knowledge, bro. And I'm in Zug Island, so that shit's in Zug Island. I was like, what the fuck? And I noticed it just off fucking strength, off vision. And I stopped. I was like, dog, this is Dog Beats. I gotta do a photo shoot there. I look up, the fucking rope is still there and all that shit. Fire, dog. Fire, man. This is a story I don't think I've ever shared with anybody, but I even so Mexican Village, that's one place we wanted to check out. Name dropped at Carnival Carnage on first day out. I got the exact meal Violent J had in that song. So if you hear what he orders in that song, I recreated that whole shit, and that bill was like a motherfucker because he was in the song. He was having a girl pay. He's like, he don't give a fuck. So he was dropping. He was like getting the steak and the fucking fish soup and all that shit. I recreated that whole fucking meal, man, at a Mexican Village. Real shit.
So that's one of the references that went over my head for the longest time. It wasn't until I don't know, sometime in the past decade where someone took a picture of the sign Mexican Village, and I was like, "Oh, it's a restaurant." Like
Mm-hmm.
I just took it literally. Like there's a Mexican village, like there's a I don't know, like a Chinatown in every major city. You know what I mean? Like I didn't
There is a
know.
Chinatown. No, not a Chinatown. There is a Mexican town in Southwest that they also name drop a lot, and
Okay,
I think it's Passion Werner. I can't pronounce the restaurant. It starts with an X. That it's the Mexican restaurant like Zolimotos or some shit like
yeah,
that.
maybe I'm
I
conflating the two because I just didn't realize that it was a real place. You know?
So Mexican Town is a legit place with the Mexican restaurant. So they name drop Mexican Town a bunch. First time we ever went to Mexican Town, I remember. You know what I'm saying? So they do name drop that, and that Mexican Village was a very specific name drop on first day out, and I recreated that vision. I don't think Mexican
Okay, I
Village
didn't
is
even
in.
realize that. I just thought they were
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about the same thing.
No, no. Mexican Village is the restaurant, and Mexican Town is a series of Mexican restaurants in Southwest.
That's awesome.
But I went on Military Street too. Did a photo shoot there. Took a photo shoot. Fuck. That it was a restaurant where Shaggy almost got beat up in one of the songs. I was like, I want to go there. Took a photo shoot there. We did a lot of Juggalo photo shoots that time. It was such a cool experience for us to be there, man, and we made the most of it.
I've only ever been to Detroit one time, 2018 Hallowicked, and I flew in, barely had any time to sightsee, attended the show, went back home. I did see Military Street. I think I took a picture of it, but
Right. There was no like directions or stuff like that. There was no map of the scrubs or anything like that. So we just did everything off fucking common sense and context clues and Googled where we could and all that. But the coolest, we even went to Pick a Forest, and Pick a Forest is hard to find. But I got the directions directly from Violent J, man. So that was really cool. He fucking mapped it all out, and luckily my partner was taking notes because I was just like, yep, hoping somebody was writing that shit down, man. But he said, I always remember this. He was like, dog, Pick a Forest is really something special to me. You know what I'm saying? It isn't a tourist attraction, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like if anyone would appreciate it, it's you. And then he proceeded to give me the fucking directions, man. So that meant the world. That meant the world to me.
It reminds me of another project that may or may not see the light of day when they promoted their Clown Heads paintings.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, they had the song Clown Heads that was on the end of the Yum Yum
lore.
The lore of Yum Yum. And if I had a chance to go to Pick a Forest, I would have totally filled my fucking pockets with dirt before I left.
I have dirt. Dirt. It's in a wooden case. I'm gonna go back there next week. I'm gonna refill it. But it's something really cool happened. So I got the dirt from Pick a Forest and I brought it home and I open it. There's a fucking sprout, bro. Like something was sprouting from the dirt from Pick a Forest. Wow. I'm like, yo, this is amazing. And I text Violent J. I text him the picture. I was like, dog, this is from the dirt from Pick a. He was mind blown, just like I was.
You saying that you're home growing a Dark Lotus?
I tried. I really tried to preserve it. You know what I'm saying? It was probably an anomaly to begin with. I tried to preserve it. I don't know how to take care of plants. I looked it up, but it's gone now. But the fact that I brought it home in the Pick a Forest dirt, there was something growing from it, meant a lot. And Violent J appreciated that as well. And I even I write down. I'm a big manifester, writing down my goals, bucket list. I'm a big visualizer and writing down all my wants and goals in life. And in that pen where I write that down, I have a capsule full of Pick a Forest dirt as well. So I write down my goals in the pen filled with Pick a Forest dirt.
That's fucking awesome. I love that. So dope. Because you also got a dope track on the Devereaux beat, the Juggernauts. Mm-hmm. You're shouting out everybody like Joe and Joey and Manny and DJ Clay and in there you shout out Hex as well. Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. I know that Hex was signed to Chapter 17. He's doing his own thing, West Coast Wicked. Right. I moved from the East Coast to the West Coast, and currently Hex is one of my favorite West Coast artists. I mean, obviously he got the shout out from you. What's your connection with Hex?
Hex has been just cool with me since day one. Really, really cool, down to earth dude. We played the Clown Drip stage together, like 2021. We're both. I think he performed right after me. You know what I'm saying? He was headlining, I was right before him. So that's where we first connected. And he respected. And before even performing, he followed me. He reached out to connect. You know what I'm saying? On some mutual respect shit. And that's what meant a lot to me. And since then, gathering after gathering, I think even the Worcester show, it's always been cool. We spent a lot of time around each other in different areas, and it's always been love. And he's just a good dude to me. You know what I'm saying? And we have a lot of good shared experiences, and he's dope. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the most important parts, is that his music's dope. It's different for this fucking scene, and that's what I like. I like different. I like real dope shit. And Hex is a dope artist, but more importantly, he's good to me and my peoples. And he wasn't too big when we were both playing Clown Drip together. He was open to it. It was really dope. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, I agree. Very, very down to earth, very, very cool guy, but also incredibly talented and has this whole vibe to his music that I really connect with. it's so cool to see, you know, people networking with each other. You know, more artists that you've worked with that are in the Juggalo sphere. You got a collab with Bizarre. How'd that come
Oh
about?
yeah, that's Killer T days right there. It kind of just fell on my lap and I killed it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't I was running a studio at the time. I recorded a lot of local rappers in Worcester, and one of the artists who's on the song with me had the track open, and it didn't have a hook. It just had the verse, had the beat. I was like, oh, I'm gonna make this a Halloween track. So I did the hook, did the verse, left them on the full song. So that's how it came to be, man. And turned out to be a classic Halloween song that I perform every time I perform around Halloween time. You know what I'm saying? I performed at a Hallowicked, one of the best fucking reactions ever. You know what I'm saying? I had the fucking throwing out candy in the crowd and fucking spraying, you know, I did the trick, you know what I'm saying? Sprayed them with, I don't know, silly string at the end when they thought I was giving out fucking treats. It was really dope. Yeah, that it's called what's it called? Bag of Treats featuring Bizarre. Halloween classic, old school Killer T shit that I can still perform to this day because Killer T was timeless, nigga. So I can still do that shit today.
Um,
Mhm.
we can't not talk about this. You literally just dropped a fucking banger with Royce the 5'9". Congrats on
Yeah,
that. Dad Meets
thank
Killa.
you.
The video goes hard. The song goes hard. Yeah, seriously fucking dope track. And I mean, I didn't see that coming. Anything you want to share with that? How was that experience? Because it looked like you guys were in his studio. His name's up on lights on the wall. Like, what was that like?
I'm a big believer in prayer, manifestation, visualization, writing down what you want, okay, and believing it'll come true and working towards it. One of the things I wrote, a couple of things I wrote, a lot of things I wrote to be completely I want to say up front, you know, up front. A lot of them come true, man. Working with Royce was up there. Okay. I wrote down I want to work with Royce the 5'9" and left it at that. Believed it could happen. And time is everything. I'm in Detroit a lot. I make the connection. He fucks with me. He likes my talent, and we make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And we shoot the video at his studio, Heaven Studio, right in Detroit. Not Detroit, but Birmingham, Michigan, man. And he was so fucking gracious, and he was so like welcoming me. You know what I'm saying? Like he was down for fucking anything. Like we had the studio all night to shoot that shit and to record the song. You know what I mean? Uh, he was the coolest. As you can see, he's all over that bitch. He didn't just drop a verse and call it, you know, all right, nigga, holla at, you know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. He was on the outro, the hook, and the intro. You know what I'm saying? Like he was all over that shit. And he shared it. You know what I'm saying? He shared it to his page. Like right now, so me and Royce are linked forever, man. And he is one of my favorite of all time. You know what I'm saying? So knowing I'm about to get a Royce collab, I wanted the Royce that I love, and that's and who I found out, and that's Bad Meets Evil. Okay, the conscious Royce we got now, the Grammy nominated, all that. He's a fucking legend. He's one of the best rappers of all time. But the Royce that I fucking found out about was Bad Meets Evil, and I was like, if I'm gonna get Royce, I want bad. I want bad Royce. And he was like, oh, you want that? Let's get it. And he was down with it. He was down with the Bad Meets Killer, and it's really, if you look at the comment section, it's really stirring up a lot. Like, oh shit, I thought Bad Meets Evil was coming, but this kid's nice. This kid's crazy, you know, and it was dope. So a lot of people were like, oh shit, why are you replacing Eminem with, you know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of positive shit, but it stirred the pot, you know. So maybe we'll get another Bad Meets Evil because of the reaction, you know what I'm saying? And having him accept that post to be on this page means he fucks with it and means he co-signs it, you know what I'm saying? And how it's I think that song's an undeniable banger. I think you can show it to anybody from any hip hop walks of life and they can't deny it. You know, it's Royce, it's me, and it's lyrical and it's hard hitting. The beat is crazy, the video is crazy. I think it delivered 10 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? That was a dream come true to work with one of my favorites of all time.
You have a lot of catchy hooks. Like you're a very talented lyricist, man, and your songs are not all just like cookie cutter the same shit. I really dig you've got almost like this R&B thing going on as well. Like you're not just a killer, you know what I mean? You've got some smooth shit, but you know, big ups to you for the networking and the collaborations and whatnot. You know, I am looking forward to your new shit. Is it still the era of Manaflex? You know, I mean, you're still reeling off of that release, which, by the way, I can't find on Spotify. I have a physical copy.
What you were talking about was the Manaflex EP. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a warm up. You know what I'm saying? We're just warming up. And as you can see, this is step one of the process. So the reason it's a notebook paper is because if you open right here, I left this shit blank as a symbol. Write your goals down and manifest them to reality. And here is an actual list of things that I wrote down and manifested into reality with checks by them and all of them. There's a lot of dope shit on there. All of them. Okay. So the reason this is the EP is because it's the first step of manifestation. And then the Maniflex LP, which is what we're in the current rollout of. The main event. You know what I'm saying? That was just the warm up. This is the main event. The shit with Royce. Royce is on there. ICP is on there. DJ Clay is on there. A lot of big names is on there. And it's the main event. It's the biggest project of my career. And that's what this whole buildup has been working towards. You know what I'm saying? The Manaflex LP is everything. You know what I'm saying? This is the fucking start of the biggest turning point of my career. And this is what it's all been working towards.
And you're officially on A&R Records. So that's the label that's putting out the album, correct?
Yeah, man. If you noticed, a couple years ago, two of the singles off the EP, "Blood on the Hood" and "Prime," were released as music videos. That was the original rollout of the album. So the album was ready to be released years ago. Okay. So during that rollout process with "Blood on the Hood," "Stuck in Michigan," and "Prime" were rolling out, two record labels showed interest in signing me for the record because I showed it to them. I was like, here, you know what I'm saying? Let me know what you think. Da 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 da. So there was two after me, and well, two interested. Not out, they weren't chasing, but they were interested in signing me. And I kind of had to make a decision right there. Like I could go this route and drop it how I was planning to, or I could do something that I've never done in my entire career and had a little bit of help. Okay. I've never had help. I've never had any type of guidance. Anything I've ever accomplished, I've gotten DIY style. Like, no, not, you know what I'm saying? Everything. So I was like, this is my biggest release. Let's see what I could do with a little bit of guidance, a little bit of know-how, and a little bit of help for the first time in my career. And that's where the label started coming in. And that's where AR stands right now. They are offering up, you know, their resources, their help to the best of their abilities, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that this rollout goes how I want it to, you know what I'm saying? And that's where AR comes into play. But there was another label who was offering the same thing. And I had the choice. I was like, what, I can do this by myself as I usually do, or I can see how this does with a little bit of guidance. And DJ Clay's been A1 ever since we met in a Lotus Pod, man. And he's always had my best interest at heart with or without a label. So that's how I know I could trust him with it. You know what I'm saying? Because if I was never on his label, he would ride for me as hard as he is right now. And that's why Clay means a lot. You know what I'm saying? So Clay and the whole AR team is you know, helping a lot.
That's dope. And of course, coming up just around the corner, the epic Juggalo weekend taking place on Valentine's Day. We got a Tunnel of Love fucking show, and you are on the bill. So performing in Worcester, not new to you. Performing at the Palladium, probably not new to you. But on Juggalo weekend, opening for ICP, with live JCW, and we haven't even gotten to wrestling yet, but I want to talk to you about wrestling.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, how hype are you for Juggalo weekend in Worcester?
I am very excited. That's why I'm taking my physical and mental health very seriously for it. Because I want to control every aspect I can't control. You know, and make sure it goes as smoothly as possible, give the best show I've ever gave, and make the crowd remember my name and give the crowd a fucking memory they'll have forever. That's my goal. You know what I'm saying? And it's a big fucking deal. I can't overstate that enough, because as you can see on the bill, it's not a shitload of openers. There's like no openers. There's like me, is like I'm a part of the bill, the main bill, and it's only me, Whitney Payton, and Ouija Mac that night. That's it. And then the clowns. Me being on that show, it being in Worcester plays a big part of why Manaflex is finally coming out. Timing is everything, and I'm just being on that bill is a lot of momentum. So I have to capitalize it. I have to capitalize it to the best of my ability, and that's why the Royce is starting off with a bang. And I got another single dropping, Juggalo Weekend, another video dropping, and more shit coming. A lot of shit is rolling out, and it's all stems from knowing that Juggalo Weekend is in my hometown. I'm on it. I'm playing. Where it all started for me, literally where I was raised, where it all began. It's just too good, too good to not capitalize off. And that's what I plan to do, man. And being on that bill with not, being chosen, being respected enough as myself, because as you can see, it's TIERRE DIAZ up there, not Killer T, no gimmicks. It's me. I'm accepted enough to be on that fucking bill. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna make the most of it, and I'm gonna tear that shit down, because that's what the fuck I do. That's why I'm respected enough to be on Juggalo Weekend. That's why I'm respected enough to be at Hollow Wickeds, to be at the Gathering, and be on tour with Shaggy. Because what the fuck I do on stage is what I do best. And I can say that with all fucking sincerity, and whatever, you can take it how you want to take it. That's what I'm here to do. I'm a performer and I'm an entertainer. So that's what the fuck I'm here to do.
Hell yeah, you are. And, I'm also pretty impressed with your acting gigs as well. Kind of like a Renaissance man, you got your foot in everything.
Here's the thing about that is, it seems like it, right? It seems like I'm like, and have a foot in everything. And I am, but it's off two avenues. Okay. It's music and acting. Those are my loves. That's all I've ever wanted to do since a child. And I never settled for anything else, ever. That's what I strive for. When I decided I want to be an actor, and when I decided I want to make music, those were my life visions. That's what my life goals. So everything else that stemmed from that, the video editing, the video directing, the comedy, all this other shit that I seem to be dabbling in, all stems from those two life paths. And I and a lot of that is the DIY stuff, because I had to learn how to do that stuff anyways, to put my stuff out on YouTube. I had to make my own videos in my basement, my mom's basement. You know what I'm saying? I had to record myself, you know what I'm saying, in my mom's basement. I had to learn how to do all this shit myself and put it out.
I've watched some of your old vlogs. Must have been in your old basement, like back in the day. I've seen some.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember what song it was. It was something on Energy. You mentioned that Jim Carrey and Amy Poehler were your inspirations for acting. And I'm sitting here thinking, all right, it's got to be like In Living Color, and I'm like, what is it that Amy Poehler's done that's inspired you so much? Is it Parks and Rec? Is it SNL? Like,
yo, shots fired, man. What the fuck? All right.
Hey, I'm a big fan. As a matter of fact, she's in one of my favorite movies of all time, and this is a deep cut. But if you're familiar at all with Richard Kelly, he made a movie called Donnie Darko, and then he's got this movie called Southland Tales. It's an early Dwayne Johnson movie, The Rock. Wow. Not a lot of people like it, but I fucking love it. And Amy Poehler is in that movie.
Wow, I didn't even know that, man.
Oh, it's so dope. It's a little strange. It's one of those movies where you could watch it 10 times and still maybe not know what's going on, but it's fucking dope.
So Parks and Rec came after I was already fully enthralled with her. So like I Amy Poehler is such a big inspiration for me, probably the biggest with Jim Carrey, because of the UCB, the Upright Citizens Brigade. You know what that is? So UCB, she is a fucking she's like she's like the Tech Nine of underground comedy. You gotta understand that. I gotta kind of relay this message to a way people can understand it watching this, is that she came from Boston. She's from here. She's from here, where my hometown, you know what I'm saying? Well, my home state. And she left with her three homies, started a fucking comedy group, the Upright Citizens Brigade, went to Chicago, learned from Del Close, who's kind of the master of the long form improv, and kind of mastered that craft of sketch comedy and improv comedy. Went to New York, started from the ground up as far as the comedy theater, you know what I'm saying? And from the UCB comedy theater, was kind of, it branched off and birthed so many legends of comedy that we all know today that you didn't even know came from UCB.
You're talking about like the wet hot American summer guys, like Paul Rudd and have you ever seen that?
Oh, of course, yeah, of course. I love that movie. A lot of I don't think a lot of those people were from UCB because she was still up and comer at the moment, but she was still raising a lot of she was teaching, and that whole core of improv sketch comedy in the New York scene was owned by UCB. And then she relayed that to a Comedy Central show. She relayed that to a fucking the SNL cast member, you know what I'm saying? So she fucking started from, you know what I mean? And she made a powerhouse, and her talent did that, and her drive did that, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I appreciate most about her. Because if you can look at her on a surface level, it's like I think she's hilarious. I think she's a great actor. I think she's a great writer, but it's all of that encompassing to me that makes her, that I admire. And if you look right there, that's my UCB certificate, my diploma. You know what I'm saying? So one of my goals was to train at UCB to do improv comedy. And I was lucky enough to train at the UCB theater in New York and do it long enough to fucking get that cosign from the UCB to be certified. You know what I mean? But Amy Poehler is a legend to me, and she's oh man, she's definitely one of my top influences of all time.
Well, I mean, that's dope as fuck. I'm a big fan as well, and of course, Jim Carrey is a living legend that has worn so many hats. I could fucking talk forever about how much Jim Carrey means to me, but I really dug that little nugget of truth that you slide in songs. I feel like I know you from listening to your music, and there's an undeniable love for wrestling all over your shit. I mean,
oh yeah,
your shirt is evoking Stone Cold. You got that song Stone Cold. I like that. I like it how you got that beat. The whole track. I don't even know where my question is going, and I guess it's a two-parter. One, it's what does wrestling mean to you, and two, do you have any type of in with JCW or any desire to fuck with that? Like, are you getting in the ring? Is what I'm asking.
Man, well, part A of that question, lifelong wrestling fan. I think my dad put me onto it. One of my earliest memories is seeing the Undertaker, I believe, put Paul Bearer in a sewer drain or some shit like that. That's one of my, and that scared the hell out of me, but I was so intrigued. And my dad was bringing me, once he knew I love wrestling, he was bringing me to the local Worcester shows, local wrestling shows, you know what I'm saying? And there was this guy named Hardcore Joe that looked like Stone Cold Steve Austin. He was like a local wrestler, you know what I'm saying, that I'm pretty sure my dad was just selling to, you know what I'm saying? But he was around all the time. And when he was around, I'm like, oh shit, Hardcore Joe, you know what I'm saying? Like that was like a local celebrity. And I remember just growing up on Nintendo 64, No Mercy, WrestleMania 2000, WCW Revenge, playing the video games. Next gen was SmackDown 2, SmackDown 1, Just Bring It, all that shit. Growing up playing the games.
Played SmackDown.
You know what I mean? Playing the games, playing the action figures with my cousins. We used to have full-on pay-per-views together. I remember putting the and 64 theme music in the back, and walking them down, like just a lifelong wrestling fan, man. So when I love something, I love it. I don't just like it. I don't just like it and get over it, or come back to it after a long prolonged time. No, when I love something, I love it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why acting and music, still with me today. Same thing with wrestling. I've been lucky enough to be involved with wrestling because I think it's love. It's love for me. You know what I'm saying? And it's because I'm passionate about it. Same thing with improv comedy. I'm able to do improv comedy. I was able to be at UCB because I love it. Same thing with wrestling. Being a fan is one thing. You can go to shows and chill, but being involved with it is a completely other thing. I've done entrance music for actual wrestlers. You know what I'm saying?
Flip Gordon.
Flip Gordon, he's a current WWE superstar now. Carmelo Hayes, I did his shit on the Independents when he was Kristen Casanova. I signed a Ring of Honor contract. I signed a AAA contract. I worked with JCW at one of the Bloody Manias as a cameraman. I'm fully enthralled. I'm fully enthralled in wrestling. And as you can see, I end my set usually with a Stone Cold Stunner. You know what I'm saying? Put on the Austin vest, get a fan on my hype man, slap two Fagos, double shot it, and send her home happy with a fucking Stone Cold Stunner in a 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? So if I love something, it's gonna be a part of me. It's gonna be a part of what I do. And man, my song played in Madison Square Garden thanks to wrestling.
Damn.
That tells you everything you need to know. These are things that I can't. These are things I can't visualize. These are things that I can't visualize that ended up happening. You know what I mean? So when you got good energy, when you have faith, and when you have love for something, good things come out of that. And that's something that I could never even fathomed, but it actually happened. My voice was in the PA system of Madison Square Garden thanks to professional wrestling.
Fucking awesome. Really fucking awesome. And I even like how you included your voicemail messages as skits on your album and like hung up on them on the third fucking change. Or delete the message. And I kind of got the impression that you were like, all right, cool. You need a new one. All right. Oh, wait, you're going to be a heel for one day? Nah.
Yeah, I remember dreaming of that. I dreamt of that skit, and I like woke up and I wrote it down. And I told Flip Gordon, I was like, yo, I want to do this skit for my album. He was down. But that was kind of what was happening, like low key. Like he would have me change a lyric or two, and then he would turn to the missionary Flip Gordon and go on a heel run and shit. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, I really like your methodology, your manifesting, your list making. You have a whole damn album with another rapper I'm familiar with, 9 Mills, and he's a Worcester dude too. So you and 9 Mills like old friends?
He was one of the guys that was already around when I started rapping. Like there was like a select few of Worcester rappers that I was probably in high school wanting to rap, and they were like at Club Oasis at Tammany Hall, like doing shows. That I was like, oh shit, that's really cool. You know what I'm saying? So I was inspired by that. I was like, oh shit, they're rappers. Like I could fucking do this. Like so they kind of was like, all right, there's local shows. You know what I'm saying? So 9 Mills was already at it, before I was at it. You know what I'm saying? And just doing those local shows, making that connection. Yeah, Killer T was a dog, bro. He had a whole collab. He had multiple collab mixtapes. Hustle and Heartbreak with 9 Mills. Mixtape after mixtape, brother. You know what I'm saying? Killer T was a dog, man. And YouTube contest after YouTube contest. That's what he was about. He was about getting his name out there, getting heard, putting shit out, man. And that's I still have that hunger in me now. You know what I'm saying? But Killer T, man, he's a special dude.
Is the Energy album, I couldn't help notice that you do refer to yourself as Killer T in that album, but it's a TIERRE DIAZ album. So I just don't know, was that album like on the cusp of your name change, or was that like, did you just re-release it under your new moniker?
Cut 2, 2025. My latest single, Royce the 5'9", is Bad Meets Killer. I'm still killer. You know what I'm saying? I'm still that dog, man. But Energy was the official name change, and it was so that's my first album. So as many mixtapes as I did as Killer T, as many projects, considering album worthy projects, they were all considered mixtapes. My
Yeah.
first actual album was TIERRE DIAZ Energy. And that's because I wanted to be all encompassing. I didn't want the division anymore. I was an actor at this point. I didn't want people to have to look up Killer T and TIERRE DIAZ. So TIERRE DIAZ was step one of the evolution. And that a name change is always risky. You're gonna lose a lot of people. You're gonna be like, where the fuck is Killer T? 3 years later, I was like, oh, I didn't know you're still making music. You know what I'm saying? So I lost a lot of that Killer T original fan base just off of Delusion and off of the name change. But that's something I had to do. And if you compare what Killer T's done and what TIERRE's done, TIERRE's far surpassed them. And Killer T has done a lot of dope shit, a lot of views, a lot of YouTube views. He was a big social media guy. TIERRE DIAZ is, trying to be a social media guy or struggling to be, but everything else is far surpassed it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is his accomplishments, his accolades, has far surpassed it. But that's a name change I had to do. So Energy is a TIERRE DIAZ project, but to this day, as far as 2 days ago when I dropped the shit with Royce, I am still Killer T. You know what I'm saying? That's just something that he's just in me. You know what I'm saying? But TIERRE DIAZ is all encompassing. So Killer T is in me, but I am TIERRE DIAZ.
Nothing wrong with having a few go-bys, a little alias action, and so that's dope. That's pretty dope. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I realized I had not heard when I looked at your Killer T YouTube channel. I was like, oh shit, I thought I heard all this stuff. No, not at all.
Nah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
But I remember when you put out your Vomit remix, over the Vomit beat, and the hook on that, just the message on that, I was like, okay, this dude gets it.
That was Vomit was a big thing for me. So it originally, I think it was on Stuck in Michigan as a bonus track, as a secret hidden bonus track. So if you were there at my first gathering, I had a limited amount of Stuck in Michigan singles. That was the single for that year. And I did it old school. Like, it may have shown 2 tracks or it may have shown 1 track, but it takes like a long silence for it to get to it. So it was a hidden track for a while. I'm an old school dude, so I liked hidden tracks like that back in the day. It was always special. I was like, why is this shit taking so long? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why is it ending?
It's like old 9 Inch Nails CDs or Bizarre,
Yeah, I did it like that. So the people that heard Vomit originally heard it like that, which I doubt was a lot. But that project meant a lot because I did have a message. I did, say it wasn't just like, waving my hatchet and calling it. I had a message in that song. And the reason it means so much to me is because I think I was watching, I think it was a Twitch stream at the time. I was a big fan of the ICP Patreons and shit like that. But it was a Twitch stream at the time. And I remember they were like playing videos at the break, their videos, or if somebody paid to get on. I remember I was just watching, chilling, and then Vomit comes on one of their Twitch streams, man. I was like, and it was right when it came out. So it was like me and my partner were kind of just used to it being played because we were like happy it came out, watching the video. So like it kind of was on for a minute and it didn't hit us. I was like, I'm not playing that. Like, I'm not playing. We're watching ICP. Yo, and that shit came on. I was like, dog. So they get it too. ICP, Rob, Jump Steady. I remember I sent it to Jump Steady, man, to make sure it was all right. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, is this cool, man? And he fucked with it, and they fucking put it on ICP. They didn't even tell me. They didn't even tell me they were gonna do that. So that was fire. So I got the highest cosign I possibly could, and I got that, from working with Mike P because he produced Stuck in Michigan, and he produced Vomit, and he produced another song off my album Manaflex. So shout out to Mike P.
Dope. I did not know that. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, linking up with working with Mike P. That's something. Fucking hey, dude.
Oh yeah.
I'm a huge fan of his production. Obviously, the Wraith, Zug Island, like forget about it.
Yeah, I wish I had it on me right now, but there's a whole like on the back of the single, it's like, dog, I remember listening to the Wraith, listening to Hell's Pit, like listening to this guy's production and always wanting to work with him. And I have that, just like I wrote it in the back of the album, like how much working with Mike P meant, because I'm such a fan of his work. So the fact that he killed Stuck in Michigan the way he did, and the fact that I got to ride the Vomit beat thanks to him, it's Mike P is to me a legend. You know what I'm saying? His production is amazing.
I've been really enjoying your trajectory. And then little things like, being on the cast of the Dexter reboot,
Mhm.
was really dope to see. I'm a huge fan of Dexter. I watched
Oh
that
yeah.
series, and of course, every time you popped up on screen, I'm like Leonardo DiCaprio, like,
Dream come true. That's another visual. That's another prayer visualization writing down. Man, that shit was couldn't believe it. Like yeah, like I was meant for that. That was amazing.
Mhm.
One of my proudest things and one of the best experiences. Like so, like being on it, it was a dream come true. Being on it for it to be that great. Like I had a fucking blast. I worked on that shit for months. You know what I'm saying? I was basically there for like the whole shoot, and it was fucking such a blast. Everybody was so dope, man. Oh, can't say enough words about it.
Yeah, I mean, when I found out you were involved, it was like, well, that's just another reason to check it out. I was already gonna check it out because I'm a fan of
Oh
the
yeah,
show, and you were in it a lot more than I thought you were going to be. It looked fucking fun as fuck.
really fun, and it got back. So I remember it being announced, like it was announced, and I wrote on Facebook. I was like, Dexter is coming back. You are not as excited as I am as a fan. Just excited, just fucking ecstatic, happy as back. Boom, like life, mate. I'm good. Can't wait for Dexter to come back. And then I found out they were shooting in Boston or Massachusetts. I was like, I'm fucking getting on that show. I just changed my whole attention, my whole focus to getting on that show. And I remember booking it. I submit for a lot of things. So when you get the email booking, like congratulations, you book a role for Marble. So it was called Marble, like code names. A lot of these productions have code names that they go by when they're cast and stuff like that. So congratulations, you have been booked on Marble. Are you available for all those fucking days? I was like, fuck yeah. I didn't even know what it was. I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. That's money. Like, fuck yeah, let's do it. And I called my girl and I was like, yo, I just booked this role on Marble, man. And it's so many dates, man. This is gonna be a big deal. And she was like, Marble. I'm like, I don't know what Marble is. Maybe it says it's a Showtime show. And she did some research. I was like, imagine it's Dexter, bro. I was like, imagine it's Dexter. And she looked it up. She was like, codename Dexter is shooting with the codename Marble. I was like, and I look up at my wall, I see my Dexter poster.
So
I
you
was
you
like,
guessed it correctly before you found out.
I was just because I knew it was around and I was submitting for a lot. It never said it never said Dexter submitting for Dexter. You know what I'm saying? So I was submitting for the show Marble, auditioning for the show Marble, and I got it. And then I was like, oh shit, there's a lot of dates. Happy, accepted, got it. Excited to tell my partner about it. And when we connected the dots that it actually is confirmed it's Dexter, I look, oh, I see my Dexter poster. And I just fucking was speechless, dog. And this all happened in the same week that I connected with Violent J for the first time.
Wow.
Like this all happened in the same week. So 2021 is something I affectionately call a year of years because a lot of miracles happened that day. And that's when I really changed my focus to making it happen. But it's just better than I could have expected, man. And that's God, man. That's God for sure.
For real. You recently revealed that you were on the set for Happy Gilmore too,
Mm.
and I think I remember when you shared a selfie in a cop uniform or a security outfit or whatever. So, was that the role you were playing? Were you in? Is that for that shoot?
I was a cop. I was a cop. I think it was I was cast as a cop. I was out there for a couple days because if you noticed, I went to my first Yankee playoff game. I'm a Yankee fan. So I went to my first Yankee playoff game because I was out there for a couple days and they just happened to be playing in the playoffs. I was like, oh shit, I'm in town. Let me go to my first, and I thought it was cool. So the first day I wasn't used, I was like, okay, that happens. Then the second day I wasn't used, and I went to the playoff game. But yeah, I was booked as a cop in a 2004 flashback scene. So a little bit about Happy Gilmore is that there will be like some flashback scenes and shit like that. I was just used for that, a quick scene, you know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy, but really happy to be on set. You know what I mean? But that scene didn't be shot, but I still got to meet Adam Sandler, and I still got to be on set for Happy Gilmore too. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that's really cool.
you
Yeah,
mentioned that the scenes got cut, and I wasn't
yeah.
sure if that meant that you did filming and you just were privy to the edits, or
I
it actually just didn't even shoot the scene that you
Yeah,
were.
I didn't even shoot. I didn't even shoot. I was there on set all day, which is cool because you got to see the process. If you want, you can just stay back and holding if you want. But I was enough into it when the weather was nice enough where I was on set. That's why you see the pictures of me on set. You know what I'm saying? And but Adam Sandler was really nice, man. Really cool. Made time for people. And it was a cool set to be on. I'm just happy I was a part of it. I can still put it on my resume, which is cool.
Yeah,
But yeah, I didn't even shoot it, man. But still happy to be part of it. You know what I'm saying?
that's fire. Yeah, Adam Sandler being from New England himself, I had a coworker who was up in New Hampshire and
Right.
met, like, accidentally found himself in a basketball game, like, just like
Oh
a pickup
wow.
game with Adam Sandler. Told me all about it, and I was just like, hell yeah, that's fucking. Anyways, anyone I've ever heard of who's interacted with Adam Sandler had nothing but good things to say. He seems like such a genuine dude.
He says baby, man. So like I say baby. Like I'll be like, what up, baby? How you doing? And so some people get thrown out. I'm like, what up, baby? I'm good, baby. I'm good, baby. And he said baby. I was like, oh, he was like, what's up, baby? I'm like, oh shit. That's in a reference to Comedy Bang Bang. You say baby too? I'm like, oh shit, I say baby too. That's what's up.
That's funny.
I was throwing back. I was like, oh shit, all right, so I can still say all right, dope. Because it be slipping out. That's just part of my language. I'm like, what up, babe? I'm good, man. I'm chilling.
Right on. I'm really excited to see what this year brings.
Oh yeah.
The Manaflex LP. I'm going to see you in Worcester
Hmm.
on Valentine's Day. And that whole weekend is so fucking special. Juggalos from Massachusetts and New England, are probably beside themselves that Juggalo weekend is finally taking place on the East Coast. Is there anything else you want to plug? Obviously, the LP's coming out, so you probably have some sort of dates in mind, or at least announcement dates coming up. Anything you want us to keep our eyes open for?
A lot will be a lot will be known on Juggalo weekend during my set. You know what I'm saying? So if you're there, if you're not at the DCG con driving on your way to the Palladium, if you're in the Palladium at Worcester Mass at the end of my set, you will get some notes about it. But Manaflex is coming. Royce the 5'9" Bad Meets Killer out now. The next single's coming. And it's a big year, 2025 big year. But Juggalo weekend, Worcester, Massachusetts, is what sparked it, And I know how big of a deal that is. I am proud. I rep 508 to the day I die. I rep it everywhere, and I'm gonna tear that bids down. Make sure you are there.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm definitely going to be there. And I'm not really sure how wide your reach is, but everybody needs to fucking check your shit out. Like, it is good quality music. I mean, you got the bars.
Oh
That's
yeah.
something we didn't talk about. Your bars collaboration with BeastMasteR and Zitro and other homeboy. Sorry, I don't know the other guy. I just don't know him. But I love that EP. And you guys performed at the Gathering last year. I guess this is the cherry on top. That little side project. I don't think I've ever seen BeastMasteR like do a collaboration with anybody like that. Zitro's been on my radar because he does the damn thing. But is there any future to bars, or was that a one-off?
I think there may be. There's nothing planned, but it already exceeded what the fuck we wanted to do with it. That was all V Sinister's brainchild. He knew the people he wanted there, and V was another day one, 2021. After the Clown Drip stage, he was blown away by my set, and we connected there at the Clown Drip stage in 2021. And he was just supportive and just in awe of what the fuck I did, specifically Michael Myers, Jordan Jackson. When I came out dressed up as Michael Myers, Jordan Jackson. But from that day, from the moment we met, he's just been a big supporter, big fan, really a lot of belief in me, man. And He had the idea, and because of that, because of the love and affection and what in his cachet in this Juggalo game, I was like, fuck yeah, I'll do it, brother. You know what I'm saying? So bars, and then we were cool with it. We were cool with letting it be and having some new music to give people. And then we got the headlining stage at the gathering, man. That was something we weren't shooting for. We didn't shoot for it. We didn't submit for it. We were offered that. So I thought that succeeded everything. You know what I'm saying? So that was really fucking cool, man. And as far as bars, my music, yeah, bars will always be there, and diversity. I got, like you said, the R&B. I've met a lot of melodic shit to my music is diverse. It's gonna be something for everyone. There might be a song you don't like, but that's because it's for somebody else. It's all encompassing. It's what I love, and that's what I want to bring. I want to bring diversity and a lot of different sounds, a lot of different shit, man. There's gonna be some wicked shit. There's a whole lot of enlightened shit. There's funny shit, and there's deep, meaningful shit. And the lyrics are always gonna be on point, man. That's what TIERRE DIAZ is. That's why I've came to where I am right now.
Again, Juggalo weekends. If you're on the fence, make sure you don't miss the second night of Juggalo weekend.
And an actual realistic request is that if you're there, I know it's, come on, just come to my set. Come on down. Let's party, brother. You know what I'm saying? You can be at the merch booth, fine. You can be in a line. Put your fucking hands up in the air. Let's really do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna give a hell of a show. I'm gonna have the visuals with it. It's going fucking down, man. Let's have some fun. No cigarette breaks, man. Just come on in. Just come on in. Come out the cold. Hurry up from DCG Con. 9 o'clock, TIERRE DIAZ. I'm gonna put on a fucking show, and I want you to be there.
It's not a hard ask. The lineup is stacked. Everybody booked is a really fucking good live performance.
Oh yeah.
And it's just one for the record books, you know? I mean, I think on a Juggalo resume, you don't get any fucking fresher than a Juggalo weekend bill. I mean, well, then again, you played the Gathering, you played the Lotus Pot. All right, never mind. This is just a fucking drop in the bucket for you.
Nah, this is absolutely huge. This is huge, man. This is my hometown where ours started. I went to Palladium shows, front row, mosh pit, back. I sit in line for hours. I snuck in. I did everything. I walked home so full of Fago and fucking 30-degree weather, brother. This is everything. This is a big deal.
You know, I noticed you got footage from ICP's New Year's Eve party that took place at the Palladium. I was there.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at some of your footage of like the countdown and when Michael Jackson came out, and I was like, I think I'm standing like right near you. Like I think my footage is like almost.
I'm just a little dude with a fucking camera. Like
yeah, that was such a fun night. A lot of old school juggalos and myself, we all dressed up in suits and ties and dresses. I don't know if you remember a bunch of old heads where we actually treated it like it was a prom.
I remember I'd never seen the DVD of it, but I remember Sugar Slam being next to me doing like a mic segment, like because they recorded it. I want to see that scene. So if you find that scene, I'm just like a little kid, like next to her, you know what I'm saying? So I thought that was a big deal. I was like, oh shit, I'm next to Sugar Slam, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you're probably on there. I mean, I do have the DVD. I mean, it's been a long time since I watched it. And I also took my own videos that are on YouTube.
Exactly, yeah.
It's just great memories, you know. And anytime ICP does a performance where they don't throw Fago, that was one of them. For me, though, it wasn't the first time. When they did the Wraith release party in Boston and different hosts all over the country. ICP came to Boston, and of course it wasn't a concert, but they still performed, and they performed without Fago, and just that kind of energy where it's like, oh shit, we're getting an ICP concert that was not announced.
Exactly.
No, it's kind of bizarre, but just a little special, just because it's not the norm, you know.
No, that was crazy. I was surprised, and I got to be I don't know. I think we jumped the barricade, and we got to be on the ring with them. You know what I'm saying? For non-Fago Armageddon. You know what I'm saying? But they did the surprise. I was invited to the Yum Yum Bedlam release because I'm on that as well. I was on that album. So I was at the Yum Yum Bedlam release party, and they did a surprise performance there with no Fago too. So that was pretty cool.
Hell yeah. Well, I mean, here's to making more memories, and again, like, you know, big props on the new single with Royce the 5'9". If you guys have not yet checked out the video. Don't just listen. Go check out the video because the visuals are great. Did you edit that video yourself?
Yeah, shot, directed, all that shit. Yep.
Yeah. All right, man. You got skills, dude. Keep it up. And, I'll put all your links in the description of this video. I'll be sharing your shit moving forward.
I'm trying to reach as many people as possible from all walks of life, man. I want their awareness. I want their ears on my music because I've shown time and time again what happens when I get their attention. When I get the right people's attention, they open. You know what I'm saying? Like opportunities open. So I can only imagine what happens when I reach more people and more people. I want to reach as many people as possible in my career, you know what I'm saying, in my life, and touch and inspire as many people as I can. You know what I'm saying? And as far as the Juggalo community, I feel like there's a song, there's a song on Energy called "Rather Be a Villain," right? That song's basically like, I'm gonna do me. I kind of work best as an underdog, right? So I feel like as much as I accomplished in the Juggalo community, I'm still earning a lot. I'm still earning a lot of their acceptance, and I'm down for the fucking grind. You know what I'm saying? I'm down because I don't portray myself this way. I don't portray I'm myself, and I got the respect and acceptance from some of their heroes and some of their shit. And I'm working for your love and respect, but I'm gonna stay true to myself. You know what I'm saying? That's what the fuck I'm here to do, is remain true to myself. You can fuck with me, you cannot, but I'm gonna do what I can. And I'm gonna try to reach somebody that will fuck with it.
Your stage performance is a huge part of your draw, and you
Yeah.
connect with people in person. The music's great, but I think if you're able to translate that, on the mic in front
Oh
of
yeah.
a live audience, then you got something special. And if I fucking love someone live, you probably got me as a fan for life. And so it's a breath of fresh air to see somebody who's as versatile as yourself repping Juggalo. That's what I'm saying. We need more motherfuckers like you, but if we don't got that, then you're gonna have to do it for us.
Live performance is, I think, the bread and butter for sure. 100% is the bread and butter. That's why I was on the tour with Shaggy. That's why I'm on Juggalo weekend. That's why I get these performing opportunities when other people may have bigger numbers or buzz or whatever. But it's because of my live performance, man. I know that's what the fuck I'm here to do. And if you see me on the Shaggy tour or any tour that I'm on, I always do something different. I always do something like hyper specific for the fucking crowd. And when I was in Albuquerque, New Mexico, I came out to a Breaking Bad theme, dressed as Heisenberg. When I was in fucking Denver, I came out to like a South Park theme. You know what I'm saying? I'm always doing something different, and Worcester's gonna be no different. The Gathering, when there was Outer Space, I came out in the Men in Black. You know what I'm saying? The Men in Black theme, and the Men in Black had DJ Clay dressed as a Men in Black. My partner dressed. I always have a theme, brother, and it's always gonna be something memorable, and that's what the fuck I'm here to do.
Hell yeah. Well, TIERRE DIAZ, everybody, check him out. Make sure you're following him on the socials, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you consume your wicked shit, your hip hop. Make sure you get at this dude. I'll be seeing you in Worcester before you know it.
Well, welcome back, man. I'm glad you're back in the fold, brother. I'm glad to do this with you. ICP said it. They know they were gonna make it. They knew it. They didn't hope. I know I'm gonna reach everything I want and more when it comes to Madison Square Garden, when it comes to walking home. These are things I couldn't imagine, but they happen. So I'm gonna get everything I want that I know I'm gonna achieve and more. That's the and more is what I'm very excited about. Because as far as reaching my goals, it's as good as done. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited for the journey, and I'm excited for the stuff I can't even fathom. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's gonna happen. I'm very excited. And I am proud to rep the Juggalo. You know what I'm saying? I am Juggalo. I've been a lifelong Juggalo since a child. You know what I'm saying? And I'm proud to bring something different as a Juggalo representative to movie sets, to commercial sets, to different stages that aren't Juggalo. I'm proud to rep that and be that representation that might put a different light on the Juggalo name. I want to be that. And I'm doing it as TIERRE DIAZ. I'm doing it as myself. The gimmick is me. I could say no gimmick, but the gimmick, right, is me as myself. That's who I'm bringing out. That's why you thought you know me before you even talk to me, because my music. You know what I'm saying? I bring out my life. I bring out inspiration. I want to inspire in the show. That's the main point of Maniflex, is to talk about it and to show it with the features and everything I'm doing. It's yeah, I'm talking about it, but look, I'm actually doing it. A song with ICP, song with Royce, this production, that production. It's possible. Yeah, man, for everybody watching, give me a chance. TIERRE DIAZ on all platforms. Please go, if you on Spotify, follow me on Spotify. If you're on Apple Music, follow me on Apple Music, and vice versa. YouTube got a lot of visuals coming out. I'm here, and I'm here to stay.
Dope. All right, man. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it. All right. And that was TIERRE DIAZ, everybody. Thanks for watching. Like I said earlier, I'm looking forward to Juggalo weekend in Worcester 2025. And I'm also really looking forward to the Gathering of Legends, Gathering of the Juggalos 25th annual, and a whole bunch of big things right here on CarnivalSpirits. So make sure that you got the notifications turned on, because the BeastMasteR show will be in full effect with probably not weekly episodes, but maybe bi-weekly, definitely monthly. And also make sure you're following our new Spotify account, and bump those new singles from Insane Poetry and Mastermind. We got so much more music. Callie Green Too Fresh and Don Chaos and myself have been brainstorming, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to sign off, and I'll check in with you guys later with a further episode of the BeastMasteR show. And make sure, if you're following the social media accounts, to look out for that Juggalo weekend content. All right. I'm BeastMasteR. You guys are awesome. Have a great night. Oh, and always remember to fuck the fuck off, motherfuckers.